On the spectrum and in IT. We are a research team interested in the perspectives of developers on the autism spectrum, and we see these perspectives as central to our participatory research. But who are we, actually? We are an interdisciplinary team consisting of Professor Janet Siegmund from Chemnitz University of Technology, Professor Sven Apel from Saarland University, visiting Professor Isabella Grasel from the Technical University of Darmstadt, Professor Stefan Sobernik from the Vienna University of Economics and Business, and, of course, me, Nadja Just, also known as Felis, a doctoral researcher working with Janet Siegmund and therefore also based at Chemnitz University of Technology. What unites all of us is that we place the human factor in software development at the center of our research. Our research goal is to actively shape research together with the people directly affected by it. From our perspective, research is still too often deficit-oriented, meaning that it focuses on weaknesses, and we want to change that. We want to work together with developers on the spectrum to identify the topics that research should focus on. For us, this means that the perspectives of developers on the spectrum are at the center of our work. More specifically, we want to develop a better understanding of the structures. Which structures support developers on the autism spectrum and which structures create barriers for them. Our research aims to help make the strengths they bring visible and to contribute to making workplaces more inclusive. In other words, we want to make your perspectives visible. Our research is intended to help, for example, when workplace accommodations are discussed, and to challenge stereotypes that are reproduced, for instance through media. At the moment, we are conducting interviews for this purpose. In these interviews, we aim to identify the strengths that developers on the autism spectrum have, as well as the barriers they encounter in software development. In addition, we want to gain an understanding of how autism is handled in the workplace and which research questions you would like to see addressed. I have now used the term participatory research several times. But what does it actually mean? Our research follows a multi-stage approach that is open and exploratory. In the interviews, we want to identify focal points for further research. From these, we derive central thematic areas which will then be explored and investigated in more depth in subsequent parts of the study. The participatory aspect is reflected in the fact that we involve developers on the spectrum in every step of the research process. This includes, of course, their perspectives in the interviews, but also their involvement in the analysis. Have we identified the relevant thematic areas? And, of course, it also includes their participation in the design of the further research stages. At the moment, we are conducting interviews intended to identify the research priorities for the later parts of the study. The process works as follows. If you are interested in participating, we first send you a preliminary questionnaire. In this questionnaire, you are asked to provide your assessments of topics such as development methods or project management tools. Based on your answers, we prepare the focus areas for the interview and can, upon request, share these with you as an interview guide. During the interview, we then discuss these assessments, why you made them and what experiences are connected to them in order to better understand the experiences of developers on the spectrum. We want to represent a diverse range of experiences in our research. For this reason, we are looking for developers who have professional experience. However, there are no restrictions regarding a specific educational background. We can offer interviews in both English and German. We are aware that this research topic is sensitive and that not every developer is open about being autistic. That is why we place great importance on data protection and have integrated several measures to ensure that data cannot be traced back to individual people. Contact usually takes place via email and therefore often involves the real name. However, participants are assigned a pseudonym and an ID based on that pseudonym right at the beginning for internal use. The preliminary questionnaire is created using the survey software Lime Survey, which is hosted on the servers of Chemnitz University of Technology. This means that the data does not leave the servers located in Chemnitz. We offer the option of conducting the interview either at our location or at yours. In that case, we would record the interview. Alternatively, we can also conduct the interview online via the online conferencing software Big Blue Button, which is also hosted on the servers of the Chemnitz University of Technology. This data does also not leave the servers in Chemnitz. For the analysis, the data must be transcribed. For this, we use the service F4 audio transcription, which guarantees that the data is processed on servers in Germany. The service also guarantees that the data is deleted after transcription and is not used for any further purposes. After transcription and verification of the transcript, the videos are deleted. All identifying information, such as place of education mentioned during the interview, is removed from the transcripts. The transcripts are then stored only in connection with the assigned pseudonym. We hope that our research is of interest to you. Should you have any further questions, we would be happy to discuss them via email or in a preliminary meeting. The QR code displayed leads to a website where all information on data protection can be found again, as well as a way to contact us. I would be very happy to hear from you soon.